Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury on a budget, so if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell notification icon to be notified when I post a new video. Today's video is a tag. It's 5 luxury items that I wouldn't buy no matter the hype. This tag was started by Styled for Life, and I was tagged by Jill Maurer and Chicprofessor. Let's jump right in and get started with my 5 items. Number 1 on the list, the Pochette Metis. I like this bag. I think it's pretty. I've only seen them a couple of times in person, whether they're on people or at the Louis Vuitton store. And first I thought that bag wouldn't work for me, but I feel like maybe it would. I have added several smaller bags to my collection. I've been a little more interested in some of the crossbody bags. I love that it also has a top handle. I love that you have a lot of options with this bag as far as the look of it. You have the monogram, the reverse monogram. There are different colors now. There are some coming out and some that have little braids on the handle. But the reason I wouldn't buy one is all the quality issues they've been having with them. I've heard so many stories of people buying a Pochette Metis and then having to return it. And it's not just you walk into the store, you buy it, or you buy it online. These things are hard to get because Louis Vuitton has made them hard to get. And by the time you've been on a waiting list or something, it's taken you months, maybe years to get the bag you want, then you start using it and it starts falling apart on you. The glazing especially starts coming apart, or the materials aren't aligned properly where the monogram lines up with each other. As I've mentioned in my wish list video and several other videos, Louis Vuitton is having some major issues with quality lately, the past several years, and that has really put me off to the brand, at least for buying a lot of things new. And that's one that, although I wouldn't mind having that in my collection, it's a nice bag, I wouldn't buy it because of the quality issues. Number 2 on my list is the Artsy. I think the Artsy is beautiful. It comes in monogram, it comes in empreinte. I love them in empreinte. But when I've seen those in person, they're enormous. And usually I like big bags, but I think that bag would be too big for me even. I usually see people wearing them on their shoulders. I've heard you're not supposed to do that, or you can do what you want. I've heard that it wasn't made to be worn on your shoulder. That big thick handle looks to me like it would be uncomfortable. I haven't tried one on, especially with weight in it. It looks like it would dig into my shoulder. I've had some of you tell me that you have that bag and it's not uncomfortable. I just don't think it would work for me because of that handle. Beautiful braids in it. I love the look of it. I just don't think I'd find that very practical. I also feel like the base of the bag is so big, but then the top is kind of small in comparison. I feel like I would be really frustrated with a lot of things with that bag. I feel like it would be hard to find things inside of it, especially with that smaller opening. So that's a bag I would not be adding to my collection, though it has become a classic in Louis Vuitton. Number 3, and I'm gonna go against what I've said in my wish list about all these pieces that I'm interested in, but anything with animation on it, the silk screening, there are some exceptions. Most of the things I had on my wish list are older items. The reason that I'm very hesitant, it's not that I would never, because I have a couple things with animation. This is what I'm talking about. The silk screening on here, the green letters on top of the canvas. I have this, and I have 2 bag charms that have that on them. There are a lot of pieces with the silk screening that I would love to have, but I worry because I've seen so many on the Preloved market that are chipped. I don't want to spend Louis Vuitton money on something that I know will become damaged. So I'm very careful with this piece, but I wouldn't buy any more pouches or things that would go inside a bag that have this on them. That's one of the reasons that I'm hesitant to get a monogram Speedy too. I'd love to have one, but the quality of the Speedies themselves these days, and then I worry about the stripes chipping. I do think it's a little different with bag charms. I have seen bag charms that have had chipped animation, but I'm so careful with mine and conscious of them, conscious of the chipping, that I'm okay with the bag charms, but I don't think I'd get pouches against something that would get a lot of rubbing against other things or against my body, like having a bag, or that would be set on the floor. So that's another quality issue, I guess. Number 4 is the Louis Vuitton Keep All or any other luxury duffel bag. I wouldn't mind having a nice duffel bag. However, I have some Vera Bradley duffel bags that I think would work better for me than something like Louis Vuitton. And for me, if I was to get a keep all, I've looked at them before, I would get the 55 centimeter with the bandolier and damier ebene. The thing is, when I use a duffel bag, it's because I'm going on a road trip. And when I go on a road trip, I make stops at restaurants and things. And I would not want to leave a luxury bag sitting in the car while I'm at some stop. That's just asking for trouble. And I don't fly often enough to take one. And when I do fly, I have other things that I carry. Usually a camera backpack and a handbag. And I wouldn't check luxury luggage because I'd worry about it being damaged. I also feel like it would be kind of difficult to get things in and out of the keep all, and it wouldn't hold everything I need. I always need so many things because when we go somewhere, we have to take things for the dogs, even if they're just going to stay with grandma. I have to pack for them. I pack for myself, my clothes and my toiletries. I also have all my electronics to pack and usually my camera gear if we're traveling. That means a big backpack, a big tripod, my computer, my hard drives, my memory cards and card readers, all my backup batteries, my lenses, my camera and my backup camera, and my point and shoot camera for vlogging, and that little tripod. It's a lot. So I don't see the keep all fitting in there very well. Number 5, a Birkin or a new Chanel. Now on my wish list I did mention the top handle Chanel. That might make sense to purchase in the store if I was going to get that, but I wouldn't buy a classic flapper or reissue in the store. The reason being the price. $6,000 to me is just too much, especially when I can go on the Preloved market and get one in excellent quality and save a few $1,000s. The reason I wouldn't get a Birkin, besides the price, and I wouldn't buy a Birkin Preloved either, is because I've learned since purchasing the Fashionphile bags, the Birkin style and the Kelly style, that the Birkin isn't my ideal bag. It's not my dream bag. And that's because it's top handle and doesn't have a shoulder strap. If it had a shoulder strap, that would make all the difference for me. The Teddy Blake bag does have a shoulder strap. I carry that one more frequently, love it. But I would get a Kelly, again, that has the shoulder strap. I like the Birkin, it's not that I dislike it, it just wouldn't be worth the price for me, whether new or pre-loved. I also, as I've said many times, I'm so turned off by the process of trying to get a Birkin. I know some people like Just Jennifer have had great luck just walking in the store and being offered one. But for so many people, it's so difficult. Why do they make it, well, I understand why they make it so difficult, to spend $10,000+ on a handbag. Seems like they'd be inviting people into the store. Here you go, hire more craftsmen to make more bags. But I get it. I just don't want to jump through the Hermes hoops and play the Hermes game. If I ever buy a Kelly, it would be pre-loved so that I don't have to go through that. And so my money isn't going directly to Hermes because I don't want to give my money to them when they treat customers like that. I've been hearing a lot of Chanel horror stories lately too about their customer service, and of course you all know about the Louis Vuitton customer service and how terrible that can be. It can also be great, and it can be great at Chanel and at Hermes. But at these high-end boutiques, we shouldn't be hearing these horror stories, in my opinion. Those are my 5 items I would never buy, no matter the hype. Let me know in the comments section what items you would not buy, no matter the hype. And I'm gonna tag a few people here. Where did I write it down? MJ Lux, Saya at Frozen Luxury, Carol Summer, Louis Vuitton Coffee Lover, and Joshie Michael. And anyone else who wants to participate in this tag, do it, by all means. The people I tagged, if you have already done this tag, I apologize. I have not been on YouTube very much lately. I've had a lot on my plate this time of year, so I'm lagging behind and watching other people's videos. Have a fantastic day.